The World Cup is starting this Sunday. Ecuador and Qatar will kick it off, but I believe it's the perfect time now to do my bracket here because I believe I will be getting this whole thing right, or at least right for the most part. After the World Cup's done, you could come at this video and, give me my flowers because I'm for sure getting this correct. But anyways, squads are out. Everything's out. There's some drama going on with, Cristiano Ronaldo that just dropped as I'm recording. So I'll actually be, reacting to that after this. But anyways, this is going to be a very crazy video right now. And I'm very excited because I'm very confident I can complete this. So let's get started on Group A. We have got the host nation in Qatar, which is an interesting stat that only South Africa is the country that has hosted and not got out of the groups. Last time Russia went all the way to the quarterfinals, surprising the Spanish Giants. And, they end up losing to Croatia. But I think Qatar's dead last this time. Their squad has nothing, in my opinion, and they're not very good. I believe they do nothing in this World Cup. Now, we've got Netherlands, I believe, is a dark horse this year, and they're going to be winning the group easily. The first game they're gonna play Senegal with no Sadio Mane, so that is gonna make that game easier. They'll win that one, win against Ecuador, win against Qatar. They go on through. Senegal, Ecuador. This is gonna come down to Sadio Mane if he plays. For right now, he's only not playing guaranteed the first match. The other two matches, nothing has been said. He's for sure gonna be playing because they called him up for at least one match. So I believe if Sadio Mane, I'm going to be predicting this as if Sadio Mane plays against Qatar and Ecuador. If he plays, I have Senegal coming in second. If not, Ecuador gets out of the group in second. But I'm going in as if Mane will be going and playing at least two matches in this group. Second place right there, Senegal. Now this leads us to our next group, which I'm going to throw another stat at you, is that the U.S. has never, ever lost to England in the World Cup. And they have faced each other multiple times. That outrageous goal from Dempsey with the error from the goalkeeper was, one that I've seen and was crazy to even, wow. But anyways, last place Iran, I believe they have the potential to, complicate this group for these teams. Last World Cup, they did, in fact, do that, but Spain and Portugal ended up getting out either way, which I believe the two favorites will be getting out. Wales, I don't see much from them anymore. They were a decent team, in 2016 Euro, they got to the semi, but I don't believe this is the same team. There's stars in Gareth Bale now playing the MLS. The quality has just fallen. The US are exciting young team, second youngest team in the World Cup. England, they're very exciting. And I'm going to go here with an upset. Yep. The US are going to win the group. England comes in second. I believe some takes like Luke Shaw and Maguire going to the World Cup are going to end up costing England because the first match, I believe they will be playing England, USA the day or the second match, actually. My apology, second match, after Thanksgiving. We're going to be seeing England, USA right there. That's going to cost them. And I believe Gareth Southgate will adjust after that. And the US will end up beating England. England will beat Iran and Wales. And the US will end up beating everyone else. And it's going to be US first, England second, and it's going to be very exciting for the US national team with the young team being able to beat England. That's my prediction right there for that group. Then we go to Group C. Argentina are hungry. They really want to win it. So it's going to be interesting here, and I believe they win that group. They win it, for sure, for sure. But this takes me to the rest of the group. Poland and Mexico will come down to them too. Who will get out of the group? Saudi Arabia, they'll get fourth. I don't see much with them. They do have an interesting coach, an interesting playing style. It's very similar to Klopp, but I just don't see the quality in player compared to the other two nations that are in their group aside from Argentina. So we got Poland, Mexico. It seems like Tata Martino is throwing it for Argentina with the call-ups and the squad he's put out. This man is apparently going to be sitting Edson Alvarez possibly, which I believe if I'm putting out the team for Mexico, it starts off with Edson and Chucky Lozano and then everyone else. That's how I start my lineup. And I guess Jorge Sanchez as well. But apparently he's going to just throw it for Argentina, make sure they get first in their group. And I believe, Mexico can win that game. Aside from Lewandowski, that team doesn't have much of a goal threat. So I'm going to go Mexico second place in that group. Now, this follows up to Group D, where we've seen for the past, few World Cups, the winner of the World Cup cannot get out of the group. Now, I believe France will struggle because their midfield that they are taking is levels under than the team that got to the Euro final and won the World Cup. So I believe Denmark wins the group. Australia and Tunisia do not have the capabilities to upset France. So France will get out of the group just barely, and they'll break that little curse that's been going on, and they'll barely get out of that group with Australia and Tunisia. Denmark at first. Typically, Denmark always do well in the World Cup, which is interesting, and I will be keeping that in mind. Anyways, Group E, Spain is another team that's just absolutely shocking call-ups. Luis Enrique basically said, if you have any ties with Barcelona, you will be coming to the World Cup. And if you have any ties with Real Madrid, you most likely will not be getting in. He said Eric Garcia is at a better level than Sergio Ramos, which is absolutely wrong. Luis Enrique even said, I'm the best at calling up players. No, you're not. You just prove that you suck at it. But Germany easily win the group. And I think Spain are gonna out of the group. I think Japan are a unit. They typically are, and very disciplined squad. And Costa Rica, I don't see them doing much. They're literally like favored to, they're on the bottom of the odds to win the World Cup, like the very dead last bottom. But I believe Spain are out of the group. Luis Enrique gets sacked. It's absolutely shocking that he's put so much bias into the selections. I'm flabbergasted when I saw that. No, it it was horrible. I'm not gonna lie, it was horrible. But anyways, Germany and Japan get through. This leads us to Group F. Belgium, Canada, Croatia, Morocco. Now, Croatia has aged since the last World Cup significantly. Belgium, I believe they're not as good as the FIFA rankings portray them. Canada are a sneaky team. They can cause some trouble. Morocco is a troublemaking team. I believe this would have been the group of death, but it really is Group G with Serbia and Switzerland and Brazil and Cameroon. But this group is also complicated as well. But I'm going to keep it a little bit safe here. We're going to say Belgium come out first. No, I'm going to correct that. I think Croatia, Luka Modric is still going to do well, and they're going to win the group. Belgium come in at second. That's how I believe this group will end up coming down. Now, this leads us to the group of death: Brazil, Cameroon, Serbia, Switzerland. Very interesting group here. I believe Brazil are destined to win this group. There's no chance they do not. Serbia is a dangerous team. I saw them play a couple matches. They have very, very lethal strikers in Mitrovic from Fulham, Vlahovic from Juventus. This team can cause trouble, but Switzerland has El Capi, Mi Capi for Arsenal, Xhaka, who turns it up with the national team every time. And he's finally playing like Switzerland Xhaka on Arsenal. But I don't think Cameroon gets out of the group for sure. It'll come down to the match between Serbia and Switzerland, whoever wins that match. And I'm gonna have to say Serbia get out of the group. They are very good. I'm not gonna lie. This is another sneaky team. Could give me some Costa Rica vibes when that won World Cup where they got to the quarterfinals. This is a team that has the potential to do that are not expected to do anything like quarterfinals. And I believe they have real good potential to be doing that. Now, this leads us to Group H, which is another very complicated group. Now, I believe here Portugal will win the group. They have a really good team aside from, they're under a magnifying glass right now due to the interview that Cristiano Ronaldo just gave out while I'm recording this video. Ironically, I got the notification that it's finally out. And Ghana and Uruguay, South Korea, all three of these teams are decent. I'm gonna have to say Heung-min Son is gonna be eliminated in the group stage. Now that comes down to the youngest team in the World Cup in Ghana to Uruguay, and I think Uruguay are gonna get out of this group as well. Ghana's very young, could cause problems in the next World Cup. They got a lot of guys that switch nationalities from England, but I just think Uruguay, is a better team and got more experience. But this leads us to the round of 16 here. This is what it looks like. We've got Netherlands, England, Argentina. We'll be playing France, Germany, Belgium, Brazil, Uruguay, USA, Senegal, Denmark, Mexico. You've got, Croatia, Japan, Portugal, Serbia. Very, very interesting. But let's start off with the right side. Senegal plays against the US. Who do we got here? I'm gonna say this is kind of, that World Cup. The last time the US they got eliminated by Ghana, and then Ghana ended up playing and getting robbed by Uruguay. This is gonna be tough, but like I said, the US has the most potential out of the North American teams to make it further. They're gonna beat Senegal. And yeah, Sadio Mane goes home. He plays that match, and the US have made an upset. Denmark, Mexico. As a Mexican myself, I would love, there's nothing more than I would want to do right now than to put Mexico going through right here against Denmark. I'm playing US, and we see one of these two North American teams make it to the semifinals, but I just cannot do it. I cannot. And I'm going to keep it unbiased. I don't believe Mexico have the capability. US played Denmark here in the semi-final, in the quarterfinal. Very crazy. I don't think anybody else is going to be predicting that, but you'll see when it happens. Croatia plays Japan. Now, I believe Croatia still has it in them. They beat Japan. This leads us to Portugal, Serbia, a cheeky little rematch from that one game that Cristiano Ronaldo scored. No VAR to overturn it, but that ball went over the line. This is going to lead us to Portugal getting their revenge and playing Croatia. Oof. Now, the US played Denmark. Who wins out of that one? That's a very interesting match, and I believe it can go either way. But I'm going to say the US goes to the semifinals. Yep, the US goes to the semifinals. It's going to be berserk. Everyone's going to be like, how did this happen? Well, typically we've seen World Cups where we see one side is very, competitive, has all the good nations, and the other side has like one or two good ones. And the US are getting there to the semis, kind of like how Croatia and England got there last year. They weren't very good last year, to be honest, and they got all the way to they got further than they should have because they played teams that were inferior to them. And I think the US have the capability of being Senegal and Denmark. They get to the semi. Croatia plays Portugal. Portugal, I know they get a lot of hate because of the Ronaldo stuff, but they're a better team than Croatia for sure. So I got Portugal getting through to the semifinal. This would lead us to the other side. Netherlands, England. These are some deadly games, by the way. There is not one national team here that is weak, and they're all on the same side. That is crazy. But anyways, England, I believe they will beat Netherlands. At the end of the day, if you compare their both squads, even though Gareth Southgate did kind of screw a couple selections, I believe England's the better team. And they just had most of this team go to the semifinals last World Cup. Netherlands missed out on the World Cup. Experience will play a factor. England go through. Argentina, France. Now here, you would think, well, if he's putting, Portugal in the semifinal, he must hate Argentina. He's a Ronaldo guy. That's probably what I'm hearing right now, or you're thinking. But I believe here, Argentina would beat France. Argentina's weakness, in my opinion, is the midfield. All right. And, we've got France who got a weak midfield as well going in. I know you're going to probably be thinking, oh, they got Camavinga, Tchouameni, and Vertu and all these guys, but I just believe Argentina, their squad right now, it's better than France right now. I'm gonna say this right now. They got a better squad than France. Argentina has one of the better squads in the World Cup, a top 8 for sure. And I just believe they're gonna end up getting out of a game against France. It won't be like last time where it was 4-3 and the defense was in shambles. Now they got guys like Lisandro Martinez. They've got a good defense now. They've got a good attack. And they have a good goalkeeper now, or a decent goalkeeper. I'm not too high on him because, an Arsenal fan and he disrespected us and all. But Argentina get through against France. And I think France are going to have an underwhelming World Cup. Clip it, save this clip, whatever, do whatever you want. Germany, Belgium. I don't think Belgium's the same team, and Germany are going to be hungry. Last time they were, a failure in the World Cup. I believe this year it's going to change. Germany get through to the quarterfinals. This leads us to Brazil versus Uruguay. I just believe Brazil is the favorites to win it right now. So I think, Uruguay doesn't really stand a chance against them. I think this would be like a 2-0. But the World Cup games always make it closer than it should be because the other team tries extremely hard. And because it's life or death basically in this World Cup or any World Cup. But anyways, this leads us to who will make the semifinals. Does Germany destroy Brazil again? No, they don't. Brazil gets their revenge after that 7-1 in Brazil in their home, and Brazil go through. This is a very stacked team from Brazil, and I just believe they will be getting through to the semifinals. Yeah, and then we've got Argentina, England. This would be a game and a half right here, and I would love to see this happen. And I'm gonna say England get through. Yes, England will be getting through against Argentina. Like I said, the midfield is the problem, and England, I believe they could defend Argentina very well. They're very rough defenders, and they could get physical. And I believe that's when Argentina is the weakest, and that's why I believe they won the Copa America final during COVID last time because Brazil wasn't getting physical enough with Argentina. They were letting Argentina play however they want. I think England would, you know, get on them and they would end up getting through. This would lead to a US, Portugal, England, Brazil semifinal. Now, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to predict the left side first. I believe England do the upset against Brazil. Yeah, Neymar's last World Cup. It's over. He doesn't get to win the World Cup. England, on the other hand, they get through. They're surpassing expectations after getting all that hate in the group for losing to the US. They still managed to get to the final. Everybody's gonna be, mixed from get Gareth Southgate out of the national team, sack him now after he loses to the US to, what, this guy's not so bad. He just got us to the final. Crazy stuff. US, Portugal, come on. Portugal would win that match. The only reason the US would get there is because the poor four teams on their side right there with the US, Senegal, Denmark, Mexico. The US is, in my opinion, the best team there. And this would lead to an interesting final, but US Brazil here, I believe we're going to say 3-1. Brazil wins that third place. Now, this final is going to be interesting. I'm going to say this would end up being 2-1. Doesn't go to PKs, does go to overtime. And who wins the World Cup? I'm going to say Portugal. Yeah, you got me. You got me. It's Portugal. Yeah, yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo wins the World Cup. You got me. You got me. Yes, yes. But I'm going to go. Usually I predict the World Cup, and usually I try to be unbiased, and I don't get it right. And this time I'm going to say I'm going to be biased, and I'm just going to say Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal are going to win the World Cup. That's who I'm going to put my money on. If I had $1 million to bet right now, gun to my head, I'm going to put Portugal to win the World Cup. I'm going to put it right there. Because if you really think about it now you're thinking, oh, this guy's probably thinks Ronaldo's the go and all this and all that. Possibly, maybe. But I just think, put aside Ronaldo, this team is really good. They got Ruben Diaz, they got Cancelo, Diego Dalot, Nuno Mendes. Those three fullbacks right there are class right now. These are three really good fullbacks, and they're only going to play two of them. Just keep that in mind with the squad depth. Ruben Diaz, you got the Benfica center back that's been doing good. You got Ignacio from Porto. You got Pepe, who's probably going to start aside with Ruben Diaz and Joao Cancelo, the two Man City guys, who Man City is arguably the best team in the world. Goalkeeper, they have a lot of good options right there. And I believe whichever option they go with, it's going to be a great option. Either way, they can't really get the goalkeeping wrong. In the midfield, you've got the likes of Ruben Diaz. You got, Vitinha coming alive at PSG. You've got Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. Then you got a ton of more options there. You look at the attacking side, Cristiano Ronaldo. Then you have, Rafael Leao, who's one of the guys who are being sought out, and I believe he's going to have himself a World Cup, and I believe he will probably end up being the reason why they win the World Cup, because Rafael Leao is a stupendous player, and that's why I believe they're going to end up winning the World Cup. So you can come back after the World Cup, receive, throw some hate at me, whatever. But when Portugal win the World Cup, I need you guys to come back. and be like, I was wrong if you're doubting my prediction right now. And if you think I'm right, leave a comment down below and be like, you know what, you know ball. But anyways, leave a comment down below, like I've said many times, because I love arguing with people who don't agree with me, and I love debating. I love doing that stuff. But anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more videos, and thank you guys for watching. I'll be leaving this bracket thing in the description down below. If you want to make your own, you can submit it, and I believe you're in play for like $1 million apparently, but I've never seen anyone really win this, but why not give it a shot? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you for the next one.